This is kind of cool.
Give me one for this. I'm gonna give this little baby like this. No. There. Hey, Bubba.
Shoot, that almost hit me.
You're gonna hurt me?
You hurt. Dang, you didn't get it.
You're gonna hurt.
Feel the pain.
Hey, Luke, don't shoot. I get one. I get one. He got two. There were only three left. He took two.
Luke is just being bad today. He's getting you guys back for all the hell you've given him. Okay, you guys can play with these, but you know where the faucet is over at
That's how he combats it.
You mess with me. You mess
Those are some interesting bottles there. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Okay, so I can't do the talk until there's some clarity in it.
Nick, that's called double cannons, man.
I feel like I got a lot more muscle on my body and control. Authority would feel shorter, lightweight, very clean, clear.
If
It's
you're
very
going to
cool.
fill them up, you fill them up out of the water spout. Get out of there. There's too much chemical in that water, buddy. Guys, do not hurt each other, please. Right over there.
There we go, getting the pop in. Alright. Move in a more positive direction here. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of these thoughts going on in my mind about gathering and gaining clarity and what I'm doing, how I'm going to do it, and why I'm doing it. All these important things that I think are necessary to hit because a lot of people miss them. So essentially, today happens to be, I'd say, excuse me, miss, do you know today's date by chance? I don't know what day it is, but if I came back, let's say, 3 days ago, so I got off my flight, that was 25th, 26th, today's the 27th, so it's a pretty big day, and I think the 27th is a major date to be able to crush and break through some of these barriers that I've been seeing. I know that it's been hindering me for some time.
Make sure you turn the water off.
For some reason, I felt like the 27th was one of the optimal dates to be able to conquer this challenge. So basically, I started this whole personal development awareness thing way back in last year. And I would say last year, the 23rd of July is the day where I just said, hey, you know what? I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop goofing around, stop messing up, and stop being inconsistent with my beliefs and how I'm going to do all these things. Is I'm just going to go for it. And that's when I moved in with my dad and things started changing. My health started to get better. And I told my friend Oatmeal, that, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm gonna actually do it. And I'm gonna commit. And that's when things started to get rolling, is on July 23rd of last year. So the thing is, it's the 27th. So 7 is another very important number to me. For me, my numbers are 3 and 7. As far as I know, number 3 is my number. 7 is a really royal number for me. Although that might change, you know. For some reason, I just happen to click 7 with 3, which isn't the most necessary. Maybe, I don't really like 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 that much, so I guess it's 3s and 7s, huh? But 3 is my favorite go-to number. But basically, last year is when I started this whole thing. And last year, July 23rd, I had like no idea what personal development was. I had no idea what sales was. I had no complication in my life for a deeper manner of going through in-depth purpose and thinking apart from most of society. So these ways are not of the average person. To try something new, to think differently, to go in a pursuit of something that is real and totally a dream that you can make into a reality, is continuing to grow and develop yourself. You know, really developing that structure and that discipline to be able to stand out as that authority and grow in your mission so that you can pursue that vision and make that dream real. So to be able to grant myself that foundation for who I want to be and how I might want to appeal to the crowd, the audience, the people, I really had to decide that, hey, you know what, this is something that I'm going to do, and I'm going to commit to it, and I can't go back. I can't turn around and say, hey, you know what, my life is going to go back to the way it was, and I'm just going to decide to, continue to operate at the same level that everybody else does. That didn't make sense to me, and it still doesn't now. Although at this position now, I'm like, what if I did happen to choose to live a normal life? What would that be like? After I got back from camping in Idaho, I'm just like, okay, so there's these different ways of living, and if I could just go camping once a year and do all this, sure, it'd be fun, it'd be great, but what about everything I want to do in my own personal life and how I help people in that pursuit? That is so important to me, and that's what's real. That's what matters. If you can love what you do in your work, if you can come and wake up every morning and just say, hey, I'm going to change somebody's life today, and I know that this is meaningful because it gives me fulfillment, helps me grow, then you got something to show. So how are you going to do that, Osada? How are you going to start changing somebody's life to a more impactful manner? Well, today I happened to have a conversation with someone, and it was really creating a connective experience. And I haven't connected on that level in a while, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting to know the person. I enjoyed delving into my mind, being asked questions, because normally I'm the assessor, and being the assessee, and asking about my future. I ask people those questions all day, but how often do I actually get to answer them for myself? Not really. So to be able to get that collective perspective and understanding as for who I am and what I'm going for, and knowing that my vision is incomplete, that sincerity, when people ask the right questions, it really helps you in your development, in your why, in your purpose, in your who, your reasoning, and why you want to be able to position yourself to grow just as a human being. So the fact of the matter is, I need to start asking those right questions. I need to really ask those questions and delve deep for myself, the questions that I would ask for somebody else's health, and act like a coach for my own well-being. And in doing so, I need to answer them. And I don't just answer one piece of them and think, hey, you know, this little bit right here is going to solve all my problems and I can just do that and be okay. No, because when I answer one small piece of my being and who I want to be and how I want to develop, I only answer one piece. And the other pieces, while I may feel fulfilled in what I've done, the other pieces are still open and they're there for contemplation. So unless if I close this entire fist on my grasp and my commitment of what I want to be able to achieve, then it doesn't make sense. It's like I'm cutting off fingers to be able to close that fist, and now it's impossible because I closed the door and I removed the opening for that door to ever be closed because it doesn't exist. I falsified my brain around this belief that this commitment that I make is real. And while I know that it's only a certain percentage of that reality, I need to go to the next level and close completely on that dream to turn it into reality. So I do happen to think that, you know, there are a lot of misses in this perception of who we think we are and who we believe we want to be. And if you really want to get to that next level perspective in your development, then you gotta gain clarity. You gotta be clear. You can't miss a part of that picture. You can tell yourself all you want, you know, this is what I'll settle for. This is what I will create. This is what will become of it. Because I decided on this one thing, but realistically speaking, if you're gonna start a catalyst of something, you gotta start with one thing, but you gotta improve upon it. So if you think you've committed and you've done something and you started something, and then you just let it sit and rest, and you don't take action on it, how much commitment and fulfillment is that? How much clarity do you really have? You have nothing. You just believe you have something, and then your self-worth goes in depletion because you're violating your integrity when you decided that you wanted to move in that direction, but now it's incomplete.
Hey guys, notice I pointed to Nick. It made me watch.
Get a picture of you guys all together.
Yeah, get a picture.
No aiming at faces. Guys, come here. Get over here in the grass.
Go for it.
Don't get my phone wet. Good, you get my phone wet. You guys, get over here. Over here. Stand over here with brothers. You guys, listen to me. Look at me. JJ, you're fixing to sit down and you're not going to do a damn thing. This boy right here, he's got a video going and you're squirting. Do not get his equipment wet or else you will sit for the rest of the day. You guys play over here, all right, and let him have his space. JJ, I'm fixing to whack the heck out of you. You guys get together. Don't drink that dirty water. Get over here, buddy. You're getting my phone wet.
That makes a great photo.
That's enough. Go down that way.
I like the understanding.
I'm gonna go get your ice creams, okay?
And there is a level of respect being produced in how these people are handling their present and simply playing at a distance, you know. It's kind of the best thing they can do. I chose this environment, I chose this setting, so this is what I get. This is how I'm going to be equipped. Now, it's like putting yourself into the right setting, the right place, the right environment, the right commitment, but you also have the right vehicle to be able to navigate that setting. So if you can really find that, hey, this is where I want to be and how I'm going to get there to this point of this peak of my reality is by taking this vehicle to get to that destination, and it all matches up. it all makes sense, then you're in the right place. You're going to be fulfilled, you're going to have your why, you're going to have your purpose, you're going to have all the good reasons to be able to achieve what you want to and what you will believe. So I think it's being content on all levels, having the right foundation and the right manner of execution to be able to pursue that direction and cultivate that experience that you want to be able to create. So if somehow you find yourself violating just a few of those things, then it's going to be hard on you to be able to continue in the passion that you bring. So for me, I talked with that lady about coaching. I talked with her, I'm like, you know what, it's very likely that I'm going to end up becoming a coach. I'm going to end up taking this path in this direction to be able to help other people with their connection. And establishing relationships is something that I'm really good at doing. So this is probably what I'm going to end up pursuing. And if it really makes sense, which I think it does through how I've been able to express myself and really intertwine a relationship with others, then coaching is the direction I'm going to take everything. And, you know, I can get really good at it if I focus in on how I can deepen that bond. Same thing with sales. Sales is my leg into the coaching industry. Understanding these coaches that I'm serving is my way into what I want to be able to produce, create, establish. And it's not a debate, right? It's not disagreeing with someone else's point of view or their perspective, their opinion. You know, the real epitome for a healthy connection is being able to understand, acknowledge, agree, accept other people's points of view, and get onto that level where you're not seeing them as an other point of view, but instead you're acknowledging and you're aware and you can accept their point of view as if it's your own, because you respect them and where they're coming from. You don't necessarily have to agree with it, but you can accept it. And then when you can get on a level where you're constantly communicating with other individuals and not disregarding or saying something out of hatred or something of the other perspective, then you can really create that connection. So that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm gearing for here. And I find that through this journey of becoming more of my righteous self and who I am and how I'm going to be able to help people. I know the coaching industry happens to be saturated. I did a tiny bit of research on it. And realistically speaking, if you want to pursue a job, a career, whatever, you got to do your research, right? The coaching industry is flooded, and, you know, it's $1 billion industry and growing. And, you know, a lot of them aren't even certified coaches. A lot of them don't even come from a path or a perspective where they've been acknowledged by people that they know their craft. So they demean the value, the reputation of the coaching industry. And I just think you gotta represent yourself with that credibility so you can stand out as the authority. And to get those pieces, branding is huge, marketing is huge, sales is huge, but also your experience, the results you create is even larger. You don't have to be certified, but you gotta be able to get people to where they want to be. So in order to do that, you have to create connections with the right type of people. You have to attract those that you really want in your life and those that you want to be able to serve. So my understanding of all of this is, hey, if I'm going to take this path of doing sales and leading into coaching and this whole realm of who Michael Asada is, skillfully crafted, talented, and equipped with his gifts to be able to serve, then I have to understand that to be able to start, I have to understand that starting at the base of the blade, I have to have the right foundation in my craft. So I have to know who I'm serving. I have to know what message I'm going to deliver and how I'm going to be helping these people get to these results. And once I get past that shaft, it's a matter of slicing with precision exactly how I'm going to be able to do that and continue to sharpen, hone my craft, and improve my blade. So until I figure out who I'm serving and how, I don't know crap, right? I have my why, I have my foundation, but sharpening the edge I can't do until I have that base with truth. So I think if I continue in this persistence and growth, not knowing how I want to be able to do this, then it's going to be a grave mistake. It's going to be a grave error in how I collectively generate productivity. I can't build my brand. I can't continue to do these things and have actual financial security, health, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. If I'm violating my integrity and denying my strengths, my own creativity, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't say, I'm going to go down this personal development path and I'm going to continue to improve and know and acknowledge that I show a genuine interest in this. I have the information to be able to pursue it, but I'm not doing anything about it. I'm not defining my nature and making the decisions to be able to create what I want in my life. And when you violate that integrity of who you are and what you perceive for who you want to be, it hurts. It doesn't feel good to continue to do the wrong things knowing that you should be headed in this direction. You should be over there, but instead you're here because you're not declaring with faith. How you feel here. What you're gonna do about it. Look, it's real simple. It's real simple. You're gonna decide to commit. You're gonna decide to go in. And you go all in. You forget about all the bullshit. You forget about all the things that uninstinctually keep you away from everything you want to create. You know, entertainment. You know, the whole world outside, it's pulling you away from your values and who you can really become with your potential. You want to cash in this ticket, calling to your freedom, but you won't release it and step onto that place because you know you can't go and create that real freedom that you want without removing all those temporary pleasures, those guilty things that you know you want, those desires, those temptations that you lure yourself into. You can hold on to all those things all you want, but until you create the stunts that help you deliver the experience that you want to craft and share with the world, until you can do that for yourself and dominate your mind, then you won't have that financial wealth, let alone that prosperity in your own health. You want to get real? I'll explain to you again. It's real simple. Before you can help serve somebody else, you have to win the battle here. Get help, okay? Win the mental game. Win the battle here. Then you can serve in the war out there. Now pick up your sword. Build your foundation. Hone your craft. Sharpen the blade. And let's go. Cut through everything in your way. You're the only thing standing there. You're gonna cut yourself, pull some, I don't know what it's called, seppuku? Kill yourself? Look, I think there's a big misunderstanding with who I want to be and what I think I want to be. And what it takes to get from what I want and what I think I want is a matter of conviction. It's a matter of belief. It's a matter of truly knowing. You know, I'm starting to think like a girl about some of these things. I just got to believe in myself. And, you know, there do happen to be certain things that hold me back. There do happen to be some things that, you know, are barriers. But the fact of the matter is, I know what they are. I'm true enough to myself. I have enough personal awareness and health to say, you know what? This is my problem. This is why I'm not doing so well. So F this, smack it down, and pull it back up. Get real with yourself, sharpen your sword, break it down, build it up. Have the right grounds, have a money mindset, and know that, you know, to really get to wherever you want to be, you have to have financial freedom. You have to have that as one of your top values if you want to grow and succeed. If you can't think right about money, if you can't obtain money and then be able to spend it and serve others with it, if you don't have money to give, then people ain't going to give you their money. It's as simple as that. If you want to do well, then start doing well. You know, create, fake it till you make it. Nah, I hate that, actually. Don't do that. Please don't fake it. Be real, okay? But live with authenticity. Hey, you know, I'd like to do better. You know, I'm hungry. Right now I don't have much, but I'm hungry. You know? Show your hunger, man. Go for it. But don't just be hungry. Don't just satisfy yourself with such menial things. Go for the main course and then deliver with all the energy you've got to be able to share the thoughts, the ideas, but more so the actions that will help prepare you to stand sharp, true, clear, and be able to cut through with your sword. No fear. Then you can be prepared to conquer the war. Not just the battle here, but out there. You guys got what it takes. I know you do. Pull it together now. Accept your faults. Accept your weaknesses. Don't necessarily focus on the negativity and the weaknesses. Focus on your strengths and hone those. Now, if you got a problem holding you back, then fix it. Because as long as you have that sore aching in your body, tearing you apart, and it affects your health, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and you're not going to progress into any form of wealth. Wealth is defined by how many days you can live the lifestyle you want to live. That's my basic definition. So if you want to be wealthy, then you got to be healthy. Healthy with what? It starts with something. It starts with your independence. It starts with your transparency. It starts with your integrity at the root of it. So if you know you've got a problem, you got to solve it. And if you know that you need financial freedom to be able to solve it and get rid of it, then cultivate the experience that you want, then go for it. Don't hold back from that truth. Don't go back and start watching videos thinking you're doing something when you're not. Get real. Hold on to that feel. And when you cash in that ticket and you take that train, you take that plane, you get your own private jet because you bought it with the experience you were able to create. Don't you say that you're not worth it because of your pains, your suffering. You can bypass them. You can accept it. You can defeat it. And if you can't, then you can work with it. Okay? We all have thorns. I have multiple thorns, and I'm still breaking through those things. They're still nudging me. They're still poking me. They're still hurting me. But I'm not letting that keep me from having the conviction up here. Now you understand, the war is right here. Before anything ever starts, you gotta fight this battle. Because it's an ongoing battle and it's gonna continue to rage. And it'll drive you insane if you create consistent conflicts in your brain. So if you really want to seal the deal, Osada, you've only got so much time. Listen to me. You have about 300 days. 300 days to be able to make your goal a reality through change. Now, you can start today, you can start tomorrow, you can start the next day. You can get real serious when you want. But until that day, until today, when you decide to change, ain't nothing gonna happen, man. You're gonna lose all your time, all your commitment, all the results. You're gonna become average or normal because you never decided. You never brought all your weight into the picture to be able to break through that gate and continue as that vehicle that builds that momentum to be able to shift not only you, but the rest of the world that you're spinning with, and how you stay true. So, pick up your sword, wield your craft, sharpen the blade based off of the foundation you create, and go. Slice through in the no. Got it? You know, you have the knowledge and the wisdom to make the decision. Don't tell yourself no. Say yes. Yes, because you are blessed, you are talented, you are gifted, you are respected, you are naturally able to be able to deliver an integral experience once you are transparent and in acceptance of who you are. What are your strengths? Figure them out. Go after it. Gift yourself with those talents, those abilities. And don't shut yourself down. Don't say no. Say yes. And figure out every single piece of grounds as to how you're going to be able to do that. Because you're worth it. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise.